Acne, zits, and pimples are all three things each teenager has. Whether it's a little blemish here and there or full-blown acne, every teenager has to deal with it. Some have it worse than others, but it's no one's fault. It's all natural, or it could be from genetics. This being said, I'm going to talk to you today about the background on why we have acne and myths about why we have acne, cellulitis, a skin infection you can get from having acne, and remedies and future solutions for solving acne. Slowly sneaking up on you and talking about what acne is. According to the Mayo Clinic website, acne is a skin infection that occurs when your hair follicles become plugged with oil or dead skin and cells. It often causes whiteheads, blackheads, or pimples, and usually appears on the face, forehead, chest, upper back, and shoulders. But acne isn't anyone's fault. Genetics plays a big role in it, actually. If your parents or grandparents had acne really bad, you're more likely to have acne very bad also, or not at all. Then, moving on to myths about acne, things such as greasy food, hygiene, and cosmetics are things to be said that play a crucial role in why we have acne, but it's all false. They can play a certain part, but they really don't play a major part. But before I get too far into why I'm speaking to you today about acne, I am an expert on this because I had a situation happen with acne. Even though I have pretty clear skin, it did happen to me. But it is about cellulitis, a skin infection that can happen to you just because of a popped pimple. But before jumping into it too far, I'm going to tell you what cellulitis is. According to an article from Today, which this picture behind me is from, cellulitis is a skin infection caused by bacteria. People carry this bacteria on their skin, and it only becomes dangerous when it enters an opening in the skin, such as a popped pimple. Why do I know about cellulitis? Well, I am going to tell you a little story, so relax, sit back. One day, I had a pimple on my forehead, and it was just one of those stress pimples that, you should probably leave alone. Well, it kind of kept chilling there, and I decided to pop it. Worst decision of my life. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I kept popping it, and I kept throwing foundation on top of it, trying to hide it, until one day, I came home from school on a Friday afternoon, and my nose was swollen. I went to the walk-in clinic, and they told me it was a little sinus infection. They gave me stuff for a sinus infection until the next morning I woke up and my face continued to get worse and continued to swell. I didn't go to work that day, or I stayed home and hid because my face was not what it should be looking like. Then the next day, my face continued to swell. Not too bad, but it still continued to swell, obviously, where I knew something was wrong. And we decided to go to the emergency room. But before this, I will say that my zit looked infected to the point where you couldn't touch it without me crying. So my brother-in-law thought it was a good idea to get a knife, sanitize it, disinfect it, and cut open my zit. For about half an hour, he popped it and kept trying to get pus out of it until I was bawling and in tears because it hurt so bad and my face still continued to swell, and then we went to the ER. That is where we were waiting in the waiting room, and my face still continued to swell, and then we were taken back to the hospital bed, and it continued to swell. We were looking up, me and my sister and mom were looking up why it could be, and we came to the conclusion it was because of my zit. The doctor sent me home with antibiotics in my hand, and I went home, took them, and went to bed. Until the next morning, my mom came to check on me, and then she just had to look at me and say, "You're staying home from school. I'm making your doctor's appointment." From there, I went to my doctor, looking like this. That was at the hospital. I went to my doctor's, waking up next morning looking like this. My doctor numbed the area, cut it, put gauze on it, and then I got admitted into the hospital for 3 days because of this zit. So if you saw me walking around school with a bandage or a Band-Aid on my forehead, it was because of this situation. That being said, don't pop your zits because this can happen. But now that I've scared you all a little bit, I'm going to talk to you about remedies that people say help with acne. Such things as supplements or being dairy-free or even drinking dog pee. Yes, drinking dog pee is said to help solve acne. Yes. But there's also things such as Accutane or Curology or Proactive that's proven to help solve acne. But things like that, using these products, come with side effects like sensitivity to UV rays, dry skin, and birth defects if you become pregnant. But scientists have come up with a new vaccine that is proven to help solve acne. From the Atlantic article, it says this vaccine is designed to reduce the body's inflammatory response to the toxins secreted by the bacteria in the skin. And then so far, this vaccine has been tested on mice and human tissue cells. But this vaccine, if it actually becomes useful for the public to use, it'll be very useful for teenagers, especially those who are very self-conscious about their skin and their acne. But thank you all for sitting here and listening to me. I know you all were just oozing to learn about this. But thank you for listening to the background on why we have acne, cellulitis, and the remedies.